Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to cover some interesting topics here, something related to AI and how you're gonna use an AI in your day-to-day life. If you're not adopt it, so what's gonna happen, and if you're using that techniques, how you can achieve good results in very less time. So that's where, right, in day-to-day life, before the generation or else the revolution of AI get started, so how we feel is like, the task you want to complete, either you have to reach your senior person or you are going to Google it, and then you're going to find out the problem what you are facing in your coding, and you're going to fix it. How you going to fix that problem, or else let's say you want to implement some new functionality altogether, you're going to either see some references in the web, and then you try to use that, according to your feasibility. So those kind of more complexities involved in your day to day prior AI revolution started. When AI revolution started and it applies techniques to the coding also, there are a lot of changes happen in our day to day life. If you are not using it, will definitely be not gonna be in the next what I would say software career, will definitely lose most of our job related responsibilities, because if you use only your mindset, you can't able to finish the job within your the time. So today I'm going to cover this. Especially I just want to give a basic introduction about this specific video and the coming videos that are going to be done on this series. This is one kind of series I just want to cover: AI, and then agentic AI, and another AI workflows, how we're gonna create it, and how you're gonna use an AI tools to generate your functionality with very less time. All those kind of AI related advantages that we're gonna cover in this series of videos. And today's video, our first motive used to use some online AI tools, and then use them for our development purpose, and how you can fastly generate an application. So today I'm covering one application of like that AI tool, that's a Replit. So Google CEO Sundar Pichai is also been saying that Replit is one of his favorite senior developer engineer. That's just a tool, right? But he's saying it's an engineer developer for him, senior engineer developer, because that kind of task it has been accomplishing when you want to finish some kind of development works. It has been fastly working. So, and it was actually improving the productivity by delivering the things in a faster phase. So today I was going to give one kind of demo where I used Replit is one of my tool, AI tool, to generate an application. I'm going to even demo that application how it is functioning. So before that, so once you have been going through the Replit is a kind of AI tool supported. It's generally prior AI revolution also this Replit is there. So purpose of that Replit is like where you want to share your code, or you want to give assignments to some of your peer developers. It's a kind of online IDE kind of environment where you can write your code and you can test your code, you can debug your code, and you can even cross check the code. You no need to have your local setup and then run the application. So it's gonna have an online platform. It is gonna where you can write your code and you can test your application. Similar way, so after AI revolution, the same Replit company has been introduced AI feasibility in it. So the current video, whatever the screen what I was sharing, right, I was into agent mode. I was already used over usage. That's where you're seeing 100% used, because they're gonna give some free credits to use this tool. Because otherwise, if everybody is open up, you might know this, right? Geo, when it is started, it's 4G. So there are a lot of people are been using. So it first tested this 4G, how this network is reaching to this their audience. They given it as a CDMA, and then after some days, right, they given it as a a GSM SIM, where you can insert this SIM in every phone. Previously they given it only for Reliance specific members as a CDMA SIM, and they given the 4G network free access to them. And similar way, now every tool, AI tools are giving that similar kind of free credits, because if you use over utilize it, right, everybody try to use it, then obviously the more number of resources, when I say resources, right, to perform this task, you might gonna use number of you might gonna behind the scene you're gonna use LLM. All these things terms might be new to you, so that's gonna be covered in the series of videos. But just here, what is revolution and AI side. So that is going to be covered here with Replit. I've just created a basic template to create a web application for personal finance with Angular and Ionic. I've given technology stack. So what I want to build. So the purpose of this specific app is like specifications I've given, like as ask member to sign up with mobile number. And then, I was also asking to Gmail. I was actually removed that functionality because, I was not having the Google authorization API key to perform that activity. So I was actually reverted it after having multiple interactions with this agent mode. And then take a few inputs after login, like, take monthly income and monthly debts of some of all the EMIs, and then target amount should be selected by the member. If they have not selected, we have been considering it as 240 times of the monthly income, because that kind of amount they are been planning to see in their retirement kind of thing. So that kind of things, how we are going to plan and give some kind of recommendations, and how the plan is going to be, how we going to manage his income on monthly basis, and how he can save all this information kind of application. I was asked with basic all these details. So after giving all these details, it was saying, I understand, want to build a comprehensive personal finance web application. So it is saying whatever the technologies I was selected, right, it is saying it is not having that access. So I need to let you know you requested technology Angular, Ionic, Node.js, and NoSQL, because this is what I was asked. It was saying no, it can't able to perform it, and it can able to perform that task with React and Node.js, and then PostgreSQL as the database kind of information it has actually went through. And it was actually given all this informations and what it is being performed. It took 8 minutes to complete the task, whatever the I was just given plain natural language, right? From plain natural language, if you see here in load preview, so it was actually generated the app. Okay, now it is saying my free credit was being expired, so I have to go with the other one. I mean to say, I have to purchase the Replit, tool access. So it was saying like 64 actions it was performed, whatever based on the input I was given, and 1937 lines has been code lines has been inserted, and this 3439 lines has been changed. Likewise with multiple, and it has also given what it has been completed. It is saying user authentication is done, financial profile set up with income, depth and goals, investment growth, projection charts, monthly investment allocation breakdown, insurance recommendations, and then EMI calculator with bank rate comparison, because this is another thing. So most of our day to day life we're going to cross check, right, what is the EMI that we have. Let's say I have an lump sum amount, whether I wish to go for an investment option, or else whether I wish to continue to have a part payment done on my current existing loans. Those kind of comparisons also giving. Let's say you have that much of amount, if you close a part payment, then how much advantage that you're gonna get, and then if not, if you invested the same amount, how much amount that you're going to gain as a profit, kind of things are also been covered. Similarly, let's say you want to adopt a new loan, what kind of loan EMI that you're going to get into, which option is going to be best suit for your need, like gold, how much the EMI is going to be charged on monthly basis based on the amount that you are requesting. Similarly for personal loan, how it is going to be. And we were also saying that you recommend some mutual funds and all that which are going to be suitable for the category. So this app has been created. Now I just, I was not going with everything, is because I was given a lot of instructions. After that, a better shape of the application has been given for me, and it is also given all those informations back to me. And it was not running locally because it was using some internal tools to build this application, something specific to Replit platform. I think if you might have seen my past video where I was covered this serverless pattern, right? So AWS we used a serverless called Lambda function. Similar way, Replit also has its own Replit, serverless function. So that is gonna be called as some different library, and that library that they used, and that's where the demo is also gonna be there. So now I was not. So let me just go with this demo also. How whatever the instructions that we given to this Replit, is it created that app. Let me just go for it. So this is one such kind of app. Before going to that, let me just go for it, because it was actually storing some kind of information in local storage, otherwise it is not working. So I've deleted the local storage, and then let me just refresh this app. So what I'm going to do is like I was giving the input something like a phone number. Okay, so I was given an input, so I was going with it. I was just providing some basic input because this is what I've given as my prompt generation, right? This is what the specification I was given. So monthly income, so let's say I was saying monthly income of 1 lakh. Okay, and a depths of let's say 45,000 is kind of depths, I mean all monthly EMIs. And us planning for a 2 crore plan. Okay, planning for 2 crore. Then let's see, and I was choosing 15 years as default, and you can choose any of the option. I was just going with 15 years plan. So how I can generate that revenue? Hey, is that not so fancy? Like, I've just given inputs and then giving multiple kind of questions that has been asking for me at the time of generating this application. I was provided my thought process and app behind the scene, how it has to be function. So it was generated the thing for me. So it was saying your monthly income is 1 lakh. Yes. My monthly debts is 45,000. Yes. And here you see, this is the magic. So you can just concentrate on 16,500. You can invest this amount in any of the place to get the target amount. You see, the target amount I was given 2 crore rupees, right? So the target amount can be reached to 2 crore. If I was going with 16,500, I was going to be reached this kind of investment of 90 lakhs or 80 lakhs. So kind of is 15 years. Let's say if you're going with 20 years plan, right? So because 15 years is not been suitable when you're going with 16,500, because that is what the amount that you left. Because we're considering only 30% of your after your income, after deducting the debts, and whatever is remaining among that, taking 30%, because you should have been spend personal amount back to your family and then other personal expenses, right? So everything will be covered in the remaining 70%. Only 30% we are considering it as your investment amount. So here, if you're seeing, this is what the projection. Let's say you want to meet to 2 crore, obviously 1.2 crore, 20 years it is taking for the 16,500. So kind of way you can able to go through it. And it was also giving some kind of better plan, monthly investment plan, right? 16,500. How you going to plan that 16,500? You can invest in mutual funds, large cap plus mid cap. Just spend some amount 9,900. And gold investment, digital gold, just go for 2,640. I think these day to day activities we gonna do, right? How we gonna self finance ourselves, to retire ourselves from like kind of things can be planned in a better way. And then fixed deposit and emergency fund, you can just opt for 2,000 2,310. And direct equity funds, you can I mean directly you just go choose any blue chip company which is among top 200. You can just invest 1,650 on it. So those, with this total amount, you, if you are going to plan 2 crore and it is taking more than 20 years. Okay. Similarly, you can step up and you can just compare all those things as well. That's first activity. Now let me just go to the investment strategy. It was completed. Now let me go to the calculator. Let's say this is the other thing. So okay, you are planning to take a loan. Let's say you want to have a calculator, right? You are going with multiple applications, and then see what kind of EMI amount I'm gonna get if I was going to take this loan. So it was automatically taken this information. Let's say a bank said me like 11.4% is the rate of interest for a tenure of 20 years. Then this is the kind of EMI I have to pay. Let's say if you're going with a 5 years tenure for 10 lakhs, this is the amount that you have to pay. So that kind of information, things that we already provided in a better way. So in this app, so the app is already functioning as expected. Now you see, it is also saying SBI home loan, the rate of interest is something like that. Home loan, these are all home loans. Okay. HDFC, this is the kind of home loan percentage. And then ICICI, it's randomly pick this information because that kind of suggestions also I asked to give some kind of real time information. So those kind of things also it is included into the application generation. Similarly, quick liquidity options. Let's say you need a 2 lakhs loan immediately, and you are looking for a 12 months closer of that plan, right? So it is choosing an option called gold loan, 9.5% is per annum. It is saying 17,537 is the EMI. If you are choosing a personal loan, it's just taking 14.5% per annum, because personal loan is not given for 1 month, right? So, sorry, 1 year. So it's going to be given for down the line of 5 or 6 years based on bank. So if you're going with per annum, obviously it's going to become this 14.5% on an average. That's where it is giving the calculation based on it. And it is also giving the best gold loan providers are like Muthoot and then Manupuram, and this is what the percentage. So it's almost good, right? And then loan pre-closure versus investment, this is another one I said, right? So let's say I have an outstanding loan outstanding amount of 15 lakhs, and current rate of interest is 9.5, and my remaining tenure is like 12. So if I want to go and choose I was having a liquid cash of 5 lakhs in my hand, let's say, what would be the best option for me? So it was saying if I was going with 4 lakhs, right? So if I was going with prepayment savings, this is what the savings I'm gonna get back. Like if I was paid 5 lakhs, because remaining tenure is 12 lakhs, right? On an average, on total interest, this 5 lakhs is going to be converted into pro rate basis 8.4 lakhs with this current rate of interest 9.5. Let's say my home loan is 7.4%, let's say. So this is what, and then remaining tenure is, let's say, 18 years. And then let's say if here I was giving a different number as altogether, let's say 50 lakhs. Okay, now compare. So if I was paying 5 lakhs, then the prepayment schedule as per this thing, on from home loan, I'm gonna get an advantage of 9.1 lakh. And if I was investing the same 5 lakh, I'm gonna get an return investment of, I mean, investment returns as 12.7 lakhs. So that you can choose better option. You should not, go with pre-closure of your loan. Instead, you can continue your investment option. It is also giving mutual fund suggestions, right? Which are ranked a little bit higher based on last 3 years performance. It's giving, this is a kind of trusted kind of funds where you can choose based on your need, and you can invest on an average. If it is going for, you see the expected return, I was just going with the mutual funds with this 5 lakhs with 12%, single lump sum, and this is what the amount that you can have a projection, 12.7 lakhs. So I hope you like this app generation with this Replit, where Google Sundar Pichai is also been recommending this app for, because it was created boilerplate of your application, right? You have your thought in your mind, and you are not more technical guy, and you want to generate your application in a fast phase manner. You can, and or else if you are a startup company, you want to go with designing your app as fast as, because this was whole thing has been created with almost uh, an hour or 2 hours, completed this whole implementation. Hope you can also build the similar kind of bigger application by giving precise information. First focus on first what is the module that you want to concentrate, and that module what kind of features that you want to integrate, and what kind of external APIs that you want to integrate to have, let's say, here login and all those things. I've not taken more complexity. And before going to that, let me show, it was giving database information also. Let me just show you that after creating it, whatever that I logged in, right? Let me show whether it is taking all this information or not. I was going to the database and my data, and then here it is gonna give those details, because users. So if I was going to the user section, I'm seeing, yeah, the mobile number what I was logged in, it was been there, it was been, which means the data whatever that we are sending from that application, it is taking that information. Similarly, some financial information we are taking from the user, right? Yeah, so those information is also taken automatically. Yep, this is what I've given, right? 1 lakh is the monthly income, and 45,000 are the monthly debts, and then 2 lakhs is the target amount, and then timeline is 15 years. That is what we given, right, as an input. And then finally, that is what the application, which means it is having an integration with database, it is storing all the information. You can also have this application can be little bit migrated, or else bit integrated with login mechanism, sign up mechanism with a Gmail and then mobile number by sending an OTP for, because all these things are paid services, right? You should have been integrated tool, and you should have been get their API key, and you should have been integrated in that flow. But if you have this, what I would say, this licensed application, this Replit, you can use this tool and then include those functionality and give those details of your API keys and what kind of application that you want to integrate for doing this sign up process. Kind of instructions that you're giving, it's going to help you in doing that automatically. So those kind of things you see, right? Mobile, OTP, all these things I tried because it was actually a demo kind of thing, right? It was not covering more features. So that's where I was stopped this application to present like this. And so we are also even introduced the logout. If I was going for logout, it's gonna boom, it's gonna log out from the application. So same thing, let's say the similar script I just copied, and this is another tool, Lovable. This is also going to generate similar kind of experience. Let's just see how it is been generating. Okay, it was asking for login. Let me just, okay, I was going with continue with Google because I don't have an account. First let me create the account. It's going to give some free credits for me. Continue, because these are the options that we can have. Like, that is the reason everybody now saying that Lovable and then Replit, these kind of things they are giving. Because let's build. Yep, let me just add this, and then let's see what it is going to create. It took definitely some time, but it's gonna work on behind the scene. This is another tool how we gonna use, give the application details, thoughts, and all that. Based on that, it's gonna generate an application. It is saying front end, it is also picked React, TypeScript, and these kind of things. So I hope you might gonna be understand. Thanks. I hope you might have understand the Replit concept. Using AI tools, how we're gonna generate an application in a fast-paced manner. Similarly, as we tried as a demo with Lovable, how it is going to be working. So that's going to be covered in the next series for this video continuation. Likewise, we're going to cover a lot many AI related tools and then its uses and how we're going to use them. And I'm going to use Visual Studio Code and how I'm using that in my development phase also. I'm going to explain and then we're going to cover it in series of videos. Thank you so much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope if you love this content, it's gonna be useful for you, and you want to give this content back to anybody from your colleagues or else anybody for your freshers or anybody who are looking for fresh content. You can share this video. Thank you so much.